Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order tonight. I would ask you all who've not signed in to please do so. In the back, turn off all your cell phones and other electronic devices, if you would please, and conduct any private conversations you might have in the hallway or outside. This meeting room is equipped with inductive loop hearing assistance system. You'll be able to hear conversation through the microphones on hearing aids with a T-switch. There's emergency exits on both sides. You can find them to your right and to your left. And this meeting is also live streamed via YouTube with text commenting available. Would you please join us in a salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before we get started, just have a few announcements. We have 6 employees celebrating their birthdays in the month of September, starting off with Greg Knapp on the 2nd, Casey Page on the 5th, Debbie Trio and Steve Hendrickson co-celebrate on the 13th. On the 20th is Tom Posinelli, and on the 25th, we have Joanne Henry. I also wish to declare Supervisor Marin is necessarily absent tonight. Labor Day is being celebrated September 4th. All town facilities will be closed for that day. And also in September, just to remind our board members, we will resume our regular schedule of having both town board meetings in person. The September meetings will be on the 11th and the 25th of September, starting at 7 unless we have other business to take care of ahead of time. At this time, I would like our town clerk, Karen Bodine, to read the public hearing that has been kept open from July 24th on the sanitary sewer master plan.
A notice for the public hearing for the adoption of the 2023 sanitary sewer master plan, which was held on May 8th, 2023, will be reopened on July 24th in the Victor Town Hall, and said notice was published in the Daily Messenger newspaper on July 7th, 2023, and also posted on the signboard at the Town Hall, the Victor Village Hall, and also on our website.
At this time, if there's anyone from the public that would like to speak for or against this, see none. Anyone from the town board wish to speak on this? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing. So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on. We're looking to approve July 10th, July 24th, and the August 14th minute meetings. We might have to break these up
Yeah, I think we
because
do.
I think we have a few people that may have missed one or two. Let's start with July 10th. All in favor?
I'll abstain.
Aye, so I
Won't
think,
make the motion.
And Drew wasn't corrected.
so we can't vote on that one yet either, on the
Well-
10th. Just Mike and I. Ed
Yeah,
wasn't
I
there?
wasn't
Were you
there
not there on
either.
the 10th?
I was not.
Yeah, so it was Jack, Mike, and I.
How does that go, though, if they've read the minutes, I thought, vote on them?
But if they weren't there, then how can they
Verify
can't
that
really
they're
verify
accurate.
that they're accurate because they weren't there. Is either
Okay.
We gotta,
true. So I think we should probably hold those to the next.
Hold the
we'll
10th.
Table them to the next meeting until we have a quorum that can actually respond,
All right.
approve them at that
you want to table all of them?
I don't think it's necessary.
So
24th.
July 24th,
I'll make the motion for the 24th.
Second. all right? All in favor on the 24th?
Aye.
And I was not there on the 14th, but I think you three were.
Yep, I'll make the motion.
Second.
I don't think you were there, were you, Mike? On the 14th? Yes. You were? Okay, all right. So, all in favor?
Second, yeah.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Well, that's the toughest part of our evening here. All right, payment of bills. Aaron, if you'd read the manifest for us, please.
Manifest 16 in the amount of $301,974.60 has been reviewed by the Victortown Board with the following accounts charged: General Townwide, General Outside Village, Parkland Trust Fund, Highway Townwide. The lighting districts of Fishers, Brookwood Meadows, High Point, Cobblestone, Coil Ridge, Rolling Meadows, Stone Lay, and Legacy at the Fairways, S&S Consolidated Sewer Fund, and Trust and Agency.
As you can see on the overhead, we keep track, and we like to point out expenses that exceed 5,000. And you can see American Equipment rentals for the parks of $26,681.50. Bluestone Creek Development for our September rent, $11,562.50. D. Clark Distributors, the tack coat for the town roads, $18,440.55. Guardian Insurance for September dental of $5,081.40. LaBella Associates, $28,050.68. You can see the chargeback to developers of $11,428.75, leaving the town with a cost of $16,621.93. Isaac Heating, Franmark, putting in a new HVAC unit of $4,900. MVP Health for September health care for the employees and retirees, $75,373.30. The July court fees of $13,261. RG&E for July townwide, $10,818.95. Villager Construction with townwide roadwork of $7,400.50. And Zoled Construction tub grinding of $14,700. The total of the above-mentioned expenditures is $216,270.38. If you take that off our total expenditures minus the previous expenditures, that equals $85,704.22. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have no privilege of the floor this evening, and at this time, we open up for public comment and concerns. Anyone's welcome to speak to the town board at this time. We ask that you limit your comments to around 3 minutes and just introduce yourself. And I think the PA is on at the podium if anybody'd like to address the town board at this time.
Hello, Karen and esteemed board members. I'm Brian Cass. I've been a resident of this town for 20 years. I moved here in 2003, and I just have a couple comments and a request. I've always been patriotic and I love my country, and I've had no involvement in politics since I began voting in 1980. But I noted claims of stolen elections in 2016 and 2020, and I got concerned about that. I especially got concerned when it seemed like many people were not interested in election anomalies that were going on, especially people whose job it was to ensure the accuracy of our election results. I'd always trusted that election officials were concerned with honest and accurate results, but I began to doubt that. So last year I applied and became an election inspector, and I worked at the Fishers Fire Station for the 2022 election. A few months ago, I found a group, a grassroots nonpartisan group called New York Citizens Audit. I don't know if you've heard of them, but I found some disturbing info about the 2020 and the 2022 elections that in our New York voter rolls that really caused me some concern. So I just wanted to go over a couple of those things that the New York Citizens Audit found, and our elections are based on 3 basic tenets, and those are that voter rolls must be accurate, votes counted must be from qualified electors, and the number of votes must equal the number of voters. I don't think anybody would disagree with any of that. There are principles in our federal law that reinforce those, namely every point of administration of a federal election must create an auditable record. These records can be used to validate the accuracy of election results, And 3, the maximum allowable error rate in a valid trusted election is 1 in 125,000 ballots in error. New York Citizens Audit obtained the New York State voter rolls by FOIL request in August of 2021, and shockingly, they discovered that there were 338,000 more votes than voters who voted in New York's election. 338,000 votes are unaccounted for, and more than there were voters who voted in the election. So I see we have two problems here. One is our voter rolls, and 2 is that votes in our elections versus the number of voters who vote. A couple of the registration issues that they uncovered in the 2020 voter rolls that they got in August 2021. I'll just highlight a few of the larger ones. There's several categories, but for instance, counterfeit registrations in our voter rolls came out to 1.4 million. Voter records that were purged with no purge date came out to 1.5 million. And that's a problem. If we don't have a purge date, that's illegal for one thing, and we can't trace whether somebody's voted legally or illegally if there's no date that they were purged from the system. And another category, purged records that were never active. And let me explain why that's an issue. Purged records that were never active, at the time each record was created, it was given a purged status as soon as it was created. This is a conundrum, as a purged voter cannot get a ballot under any circumstances. So why are there 712,000 purged records that were never active? These appear to be fraudulent. And we're requesting from the New York State Board of Elections to provide a line-by-line verification detailing how each of these were created. That's their duty and their job to provide evidence of issues that we find. Let's go on to the 2022 election, just this last November. On the New York State Board of Elections official results website, and every election they publish on their website a paper that details how many votes were cast by race, county, and party. On the on the website, there's 5,965,684 votes cast in 2022. New York Citizens Audit obtained the voter rolls this past December, and the voter rolls say that 5,930,372 voters voted. That would be a difference of 35,312 votes that were not cast by voters who voted. So, was the 2022 election valid? Let's see what the, remember I mentioned that 1 in 125,000 ballots in error is an accepted error rate in an election. So at 5,965,684 votes cast, the maximum allowable number of votes in error, or ballots in error, to be considered a legally valid, compliant, certifiable election in 2022 is 48. New York Citizens Audit found voting violations in the 2022 general election, according to the New York State Board of Elections raw data, at 745,294. That would be 745,246 voting violations in excess of the legal standard. This also happened in 2020. There were 960,546 voting violations, according to the raw data from the Board of Elections, and only 70 votes in error, or ballots in error, were allowed. So back to the three basic tenets of a valid election. Voter rolls must be accurate, the votes counted must be from qualified electors, and the number of votes must equal the number of voters. All three of these were materially violated in New York's 2022 general election, as they had been also in 2020. So New York Citizens Audit is demanding, and we the people are demanding, a complete end-to-end audit of the New York State general election in 2022. We're requesting and demanding a mutually agreed-upon external third-party bonding auditing firm. This audit will provide a comprehensive report and analysis of all the lapses and errors with explanation of cause where it can be determined. We demand that this audit is completed well in advance of the upcoming 2024 primary and general elections. So we're seeking participation, the reason why I'm here in this town meeting, we're seeking participation of town boards to demand enforcement of existing election law. We have a resolution for the board to vote on and approve or not and sign, and we would take back that resolution and send it to election officials higher up. We need to we need to resolve these voter roll issues before the 2024 election, or we're going to have the same issues. Already in New York State, 36 towns and 15 counties have already signed and passed this resolution, and about 200 towns, I believe, have been presented the resolution. Any questions? That's it.
No, I let you go on a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's fine. You know, I don't think there's any question that, you know, there's issues. It wouldn't be the practice of this board to like take a resolution and vote on it and give it back right now. We all have that
Oh,
data.
not, well, we would need the whole board, for
Yeah,
sure.
we have all that data, we have all that knowledge. And I think, you know, when Supervisor Marion comes back, then, you know, we'll look at it. And it'd be interesting, you know, and again, I don't want to take more time on this, but it would be really interesting to see the breakdown county by county where the issues are,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I have a feeling that, you know, I have a pretty good idea where the issues are.
Yeah.
But that would be.
Ontario's in there too.
Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm saying there's probably issues all, in every, with that many numbers, if that's accurate with the FOIL,
Yep.
there's issues, no question. But
definitely.
I appreciate your efforts, and I appreciate you coming forward, and.
Yeah, we have, I think, did you bring any documentation? I mean, we have handouts if you want.
We have, I think, the resolution and all
Yeah, I
that data.
think, did you
which,
print it
yeah,
out for everybody? Okay,
We've got
great.
it all in our packet.
Yeah, I sent it an email, so.
Yeah, we've got
to
it
Karen.
all, and we saw the numbers, which
Great.
were, you know, startling, so.
Yeah, so I just wanted to come here and kind of make that official and ask for the resolution if
Thank
you
you.
would.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, comment, it's the same subject.
Well, gone on 10 minutes on it. If you have anything additional to add,
Okay, quick.
first name and,
Dave Collette, I'm signed in.
Okay.
I live in Port Gibson, I'm here in the county. I too saw this and saw that New York Citizens Audit was doing this. What grabbed me was, and I had seen voter rolls before, you know, you can get the voter, a file from the county, and you put it into a spreadsheet, and you examine it, you know. Well, the county stuff does not have everything that the state does. So what the Citizens Audit did was got the state rolls, and you go through, take one voter, now there's over 20 million entries, okay, but take one voter, and you find, okay, there's the voting history, okay, they voted in this election, say 2020, for instance, and then you find somewhere else where, oh, wait a minute, that voter wasn't eligible. There was no address. That voter appeared somewhere else in the database with a different voter number, but, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. One last thing, 3 other towns in Ontario County have been approached with this same resolution. Okay, so we're working here in the county. 2 of them are under consideration. One of them kind of lapsed, I got to get back to them. Okay, so you're the 4th town in the county approached with this. Thank you.
thank you. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to comment on this evening? No? Okay. We'll move on to our reports. In the packet, you've got reports from Highway, from IT, the Humane Society, with the Sheriff's Traffic Report. They've been very busy and diligent with that. The ambulance, Mark, Highway's been doing a great job getting things ready. I know it wasn't your job, but I was very happy to see Brownsville get opened back up so that I could get east without having to drive 17 miles as they close off County Road 8 every mile and a half. Karen has a few comments that she'd like to make from the clerk's office, and she's going to do those verbally.
The county's treasurer's office is collecting the Victor Central school taxes this year. So we have a drop box in the clerk's office, and we will be collecting, they'll be just dropping them in that drop box. It will not be at Five Star Bank anymore. The county treasurer will come each morning and pick up the taxes. I think it's just for this year, I'm not sure, but we're trying to help them out, because the county's short too in the treasurer's, or in the real property office. I received the Pittsford school taxes, so I'll be mailing those out this week, 128 parcels that I collect for the residents that live in Victor but go to Pittsford schools. Our office is also looking into possibly becoming a passport acceptance location for our residents. I like that idea. I'd like to open it up to residents, to give them that option. Also, we're looking into fingerprinting, to possibly have a program here. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Does any board members have anything they'd like to comment on at this time? We good?
Good.
All right. Let's move on to the business portion of our resolutions. And we will start with resolution number 1. This is an acceptance of the return of some of the community development block grant. I was pleased that Culp Physical Therapy found out they were not eligible for this $35,000, and they are returning it, and we have to pass a resolution to return it and deal with the consequences and get it back and hopefully get redistributed.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 2 is authorization for the town clerk to petition New York State Department of Transportation to evaluate the area speed limit for Shire Lane.
So
So
moved.
moved. Mark, are they using it as a cut-through, or?
Yeah.
Just had a complaint from one of the residents out there saying that the cars that are traveling through there are going way too fast when their kids are out playing in the road.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sure this resolution will be successful, this petition. with the
Yeah,
state, so.
exactly.
Resolution number 3, this is an agreement to get our accompanist for the community chorus, Ala Consolvo.
So moved.
Again.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 4, this is to set the public hearing for the proposed local law to amend Chapter 211 of the zoning section for site plan review. We've talked about this, and this is, we have to have a public hearing to change code law.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution number 5, we have talked at length at our last board meeting about 6698 Richardson Road, and this is declaring the property as unsafe and also in order for hearing on this one.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Our residents, nearby residents will be happy that we're moving on this piece of property. Resolution number 7. This is the approval of acquisition of an easement by the Monroe County Water Authority pursuant to,
Uh-huh. Skip 6.
oh, I'm sorry. Whoop,
Sorry.
too many papers here. Let me back it up. There we are. Schedule a public hearing. Provide partial real property tax exempt to the volunteer firefighters. We've talked about this one at length. We're going to pursue falling into that 10% for the partial reduction, thanks to Ed and his efforts, and Drew shedding some light. And also, we had Chief McAdoo and Fisher's represented here to talk about this, and I think it's a worthwhile program.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we'll do resolution number 7. The approval of acquisition of an easement by the Monroe County Water Authority.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Authorization, resolution number 8. Authorization to support a grant application to Ontario County for funding through the American Rescue Plan Act.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is really supporting the Victor Hiking Trails and all the work they do. That's extremely worthwhile. Resolution number 9, these are snowplow agreements for the season, and these are really liability waivers, Mark, for roads that are not yet dedicated to us, and we're taking care of them while they're under construction.
That is correct, yes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 10, this is the resolution for the Scout Crossing subdivision. It's a final release from their escrow account.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11 is Bluemont Rise. This is a release number 4 from their letter of credit.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 12, Willis Hill Estates. This is a letter of credit, their release number 5 as they continue to move along.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And our last resolution for the evening is Piper Meadows. This is release number 11 from their subdivision for their letter of credit as well.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have time for public comment, if anyone else would like to address the board on any issues not regarding fraudulent voter registration or voting. If anybody else has anything they'd like to add to tonight's meeting? Seeing none, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hey.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening.